Yo, peace and love. What's good, beautiful people? Adisa Malik
Hey,
here,
hey,
and
hey.
my beautiful host.
Thank you,
what's,
son.
what's your name, is? What's your name, is?
My name, yeah. My
Your
name,
name?
yeah. Oh, Lord, I'm sorry I interrupt your introduction. Go ahead and do your thing.
Nah, you good. I was
Sorry.
being so. All right, so welcome back to Where Is the Love? And if you're looking at us now, obviously you can catch us on our StreamYard links. You can also check us out on our YouTube links, Love Misunderstood Institute and Premier Fitness 0210. Also Roku and Amazon Fire while we're airing the show. Also, you can search Pod TV Live or POD TV LIVE. So over the last few episodes, we've been talking about breaking cycles, healing family wounds, and learning how to live without survival mode.
And today we want to talk about what happens next when healing has started, but relationships still feel confusing.
Yeah, and that's because one of the biggest questions people ask after healing is, how do I know what healthy love looks like?
Yeah, especially when chaos used to feel normal. So today's conversation is about this truth. Healthy love feels different.
Oh yeah, yep. And today we're going to talk about when peace feels unfamiliar. So let's start here, because this surprises a lot of people. After healing, peace can feel a little uncomfortable.
Yes, if you're used to emotional intensity, calm can feel boring or suspicious. People say things like, there's no drama. Is something missing? But nothing is missing. What's missing is the threat.
Right. And when someone says what's missing is the threat, they're pointing to something many people experience after growing up or living in emotionally intense or unstable environments.
In those environments, threat becomes the background noise of life. It might look like constant tension or unpredictability, emotional explosions or silent treatment, fear of doing something wrong, walking on eggshells, love being withdrawn as punishment, conflict that escalates quickly.
Right. And the deal is your nervous system gets conditioned to expect danger, even in relationships that are supposed to be safe. So when someone later experiences healthy calm, their brain can misinterpret it. Instead of feeling peace, they may feel bored. Why does this feel so flat? They can feel
Yeah.
suspicious. Something must be wrong. They can feel
Yeah.
restless. Where's the intensity? Or it could also feel uncomfortable. Why do I feel so uneasy if nothing is happening?
That's because the body has learned intensity equals connection, calm equals something is about to happen. But in a healthy relationship, what's actually gone is the constant sense of threat. No emotional landmines, no sudden explosions, no manipulation or punishment, just steadiness. And for someone healing, that steadiness can take time to recognize as safety rather than emptiness.
Right. So another way to say that is the nervous system was trained for survival and not peace. So when peace arrives, it can feel unfamiliar. When you've lived around chaos, your body gets used to scanning for danger. When things are finally calm, it can feel strange. Not because something is wrong, but because the threat you were used to isn't there anymore.
Yeah. Many people confuse intensity with love and calm with absence. But healthy love often looks like consistency, predictability, emotional safety, quiet respect.
Exactly. And healthy love does not spike your adrenaline. It steadies your nervous system. And that can feel unfamiliar if love once meant unpredictability.
Yet now we want to talk about trauma bonded love versus secure love. This is where a lot of confusion lives. Trauma bonded love versus secure love. Trauma bonded love is intense, fast, emotional, and consuming. There's a lot of highs and lows, a lot of confusion, and a lot of self abandonment disguised as loyalty.
Yes, Lord. I know it well. Uh, so, secure love feels steady, consistent, safe, and it doesn't keep you guessing. It doesn't punish you for having needs. Healthy
Yep.
love doesn't need chaos to feel alive.
Let's look at and talk about green flags. Man, we know there's many green flags, there's red flags, there's flags, things that are going to show you what's happening. All you got to do is choose to be aware and choose to see what's happening, and not choose to be, um, not see. You want to see what's happening. So with the green flags, many people don't recognize them at first, especially if they grew up around dysfunction. And that sounds more like that's red flags.
Right.
Uh, so go ahead. We
Yeah.
want to
So
talk
some
about this.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So
I'm
some
sorry.
unexpected green flags, and green obviously means go. Means it's a
Right.
good. Red flags mean danger. Danger is a
Yes.
way up. Danger, danger, danger. Will Robinson. But some unexpected green flags are consistency, emotional regulation, clear communication, and that's oof, Lord, clear communication, man. Respect for boundaries, accountability without defensiveness. That's another one. Uh, when you're in a relationship, when you're in a relationship where it's constant chaos and emotional turmoil, it's almost it feels impossible to talk to a person about, hey, I didn't like what you did,
Yep.
knowing that there's going to be a backlash for that. So the
Right.
tendency is to keep certain things in, as opposed to speaking, being having healthy communication.
Yeah. Yeah. And communication is so vital in relationships. Um, People sometimes don't realize how important it is, and sometimes you are in a space where nothing seems right, and it's you communication is important. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to be an active listener, because you can't do all the transmitting and not hearing, not listening. uh yeah. So one mouth and two ears, two ears to listen and one mouth to speak. Sometimes just calla de la boca. That means close your mouth.
Right.
Shut it up and listen. You want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, one of the biggest things in healthy relationships is again just the ability to speak about things. To have boundaries and they not be like, now we got an issue because I set a boundary. Now you mad and you walking around stomping and slamming
Right.
stuff. Like, who got time for
Like,
that?
right. And where's the maturity at in that? That's
Man,
not mature. Where is the love?
what
Where's
you
the
said,
love
we
at?
got to do another one. We got to do another one called "Where's the Maturity?"
I like it. I like it. Because there's definitely no immaturity when you wanting to run everything. That's why we talk about bullying. That's bullying. You want to
Right.
control everything. You want to be in charge. You're not in charge of everything. Not even you. I mean, you have a choice to change You can choose to change, but I mean, you keep trying to change yourself and change things around you, you're going to end up going through a lot of unnecessary hell because you think you can run things. You think you're running everything. Nobody runs everything
Right. Yeah, and
without
a person.
being miserable. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Right. Agreed. Yeah. So like, and that desire to control is actually fear manifesting itself as control.
Yeah,
A person who's truly comfortable in themselves, they realize that they only control them. And trying to control and manipulate external situations and external, and people outside of yourself is again fear based. You
yep,
know, we gotta like the saying goes, let go and let God, let go and let life, however you want to say it.
yep,
Just be aware and realize that the only thing that you would have control over is your response to these things. That
right,
there's going to be a lot of external stimuli that come from life, and especially being in romantic or any kind of relationship. You're
yep,
gonna you're gonna receive a lot, and again, the only thing that you can do is control you.
yep.
So,
Control and ch- you change
right,
the way you feel about things by choosing to um, not accept, to look through a different lens.
right,
We got to look through a different lens. Um, Desire to look through a different lens in order to be changed, in order for things to be right. I'm messing up. Um, so healthy people don't rush intimacy. They don't pressure you to explain your no. No means no. Doggone it, no means no. Stop trying to make people change their way or their thinking because
right,
you pressure them. That's not ain't nothing cool about that. That they don't confuse into intensity with connection. Healthy love feels spacious and
right.
free,
Yep,
free to love, free to be me,
yep,
free to without judgment. That's so important.
right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
going back to what you said about like the person respecting your no, like not having to explain your no, like that's just called respect.
Yep.
I set a boundary. I don't want that. We're not.
Right.
I'm not going to participate in that. But I don't have to explain that to you. And it's not
Right.
like I'm taking something from you because I said I don't want that. No, I don't want that.
Right.
Well, why?
Yep.
Why? I mean, I didn't have it. Uh-huh. And I said no. And that's
Right.
what I meant.
And the answer is still no.
And it's
So
still
even
no after
after
you
all
doing
that.
all of that. Right. You snapping your head around and you're going to break your neck. Calm
Right.
down. You on 20. Break it down to 2, player. Oh, man.
Yeah, people
So,
can be a
uh,
trip.
yeah,
Go ahead.
for sure. Well, I was just gonna move on a little bit. And I've had this conversation a lot with my wife and a few other people about how, like, why people self sabotage healthy love. Again, it goes back to you know being afraid.
Yeah.
You know, but some people don't like to admit that healed people sometimes walk away from healthy love because it feels different.
Yeah, it feels different, but it's not wrong. It's not because it's wrong. It's because it feels unfamiliar. Chaos
Right,
feels recognizable. And that's sad when
man.
people, you know, I'm used to chaos. So that's what feels normal to me. You can change. You can
Right,
learn different. You don't have to live chaotically all your life. When you're ready,
right,
you can change the trajectory just by simply making a choice. I don't want that. So what's better for me than that? And then choose that better for me thing
right,
and start moving in that direction. That's what how
right.
things change. That's how people change for the better. That's how you change negative trajectories in your life.
Right. Yep. And I mean, kind of going back to what was said before, is that the central nervous system gets used to a certain amount of chaos,
Yep,
and that chaos now has become muscular memory and cell
yep,
memory. So it's like
yep,
you get used to a certain thing, and then when that thing is gone, that external stimuli is gone. It's like, eh, can I actually relax? And it's
yep,
hard because again, you have a muscle memory of being always on guard. So
yeah,
your central nervous system is, being hijacked by, extraneous amounts of, adrenaline, and your amygdala is overproducing adrenaline
yep,
and cortisol, which
yeah,
cause more chaos in the mind and body. And then when it's created in the body, you project it out, and it
yeah,
becomes your normal. And that's an unfortunate normal,
right, yep.
because peace peace requires trust, and trust can feel risky when you were hurt before.
And that doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're still learning safety. Learning safety is something that you have to desire. I mean, I've been living in this chaos and running and hiding and doing all these things that I didn't really want to do, but I didn't know what else to do. So,
Right,
you know, um, so like I said, it doesn't mean you're broken. You're just learning safety, and
right,
learning safety can give you so much peace. And who
right,
wants to live in chaos? Peace and love is what I desire, and what, the direction, and, that I desire to go in life, no matter what's happening.
right. Yeah, it's what people desire and what they deserve, you know.
Right.
And it's like when you go from a chaotic situation to a peaceful one, it's about rec- recognizing that you are creating new habits, and
Yeah.
new habits are hard to start initially.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like anything,
And,
like a weight loss journey, you didn't, and I tell my clients this all the time. You didn't put on this weight overnight, so you're
right.
not gonna lose it overnight. Just like
Right.
with the quote unquote bad habit, you did it consistently over time to get
Right.
the result that you got. Now you're trying to go in a different direction, so you have to give yourself the same patience and same consistency that you did to build the bad habit to break that bad habit.
Right.
And it's the same thing with allowing yourself to go into a place of healthy love. You know,
Right.
I'm used to chaos, and now I'm switching that off, and I'm going towards a more peaceful, loving existence. And so you got to give yourself time to get used to it, and you
Yep.
and you got to be consistent over time, every day. Do something towards that end goal, you know,
Yep.
and then you get there. But it's going to take time. So don't sabotage. It's like a person who trying to lose 50 pounds, and they know that they love ice cream, and they like to eat it every single day.
Yeah.
So you go exercise, and you think, okay, well, I've exercised. Now I can eat this ice cream. Fine. Doesn't go like that. Now, I would suggest as a trainer, and this is not about love, but as a trainer, you take away that habit for the most part and give yourself a treat every once in a while, just so that you quell that desire for whatever the bad habit is. Like I said, eating ice cream. Instead of doing it
Mm.
every day, do it once every 2 weeks or so. So you're creating a habit of not having it. And then when you do allow yourself to have it, that's a treat.
Yeah.
And then you satiate that desire, and now it's gone. Because you set boundaries in place. And I'm only do this once every 2 weeks. So when you
Yeah.
do it, you have a great time with it. You satiated your taste buds, and now you don't need it again.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. And that's a good analogy, um, because we want to change some habits, but then we still want to hold on to something that ain't good for us, and we got
Right.
to decide. We got to make a choice.
Yep.
If it was bad, then why you still trying to hang on to
Right. Exactly. Yep.
it?
If it's causing you pain, why hold on to pain? You don't want to be in
Right.
pain,
Yeah.
but you hold on to the pain because that's what you're used to.
Yeah.
But why? But then, and it's like that's when you have to do some self reflection. Why do I want to hold on to this pain? This is breaking me down.
Yeah.
And take the observer's perspective as opposed to the perspective of the person who's in the chaos. Step back outside of the storm and
Yeah.
observe it from, you know, from an unbiased standpoint,
Yeah.
where you see things for what they are, and not what you want them to,
Yeah.
and then step back
That's good.
into the active part of it all with the knowledge that you gained from being the observer.
Hmm. That's good. You want to add anything else? That's some good teaching.
Thank you, ma'am. uh, I'm keeping moving. I think this next portion is important. Uh,
Okay.
so, oh man, yeah, this is very important. Now we want to talk about love without losing yourself.
Yeah.
Let's say that again.
Yeah.
Love without losing yourself. We often go into relationships and give away all of ourselves and
Yeah.
don't reserve anything for us, and that's not healthy. It's just not healthy.
Right. At all.
Because you'll look up, and I know you know this from personal experience as well. But being in a relationship almost 20 years, and at the halfway point, I began to look at my life and be like, man, I gave up so much of me that I
Mm.
don't even recognize myself.
Yeah.
And and when I started to make that move back to loving me and being myself fully, that's when chaos uh, escalated in that relationship because that person wanted me to give up who I
Yep.
was to accommodate that person, and they were still never happy.
Right. Like, how
The
dare
first
you change on me?
right change, but you made me change, or you manipulated
Yeah.
me into change, or let me own it. Let me own it. I allowed myself to be changed by your action.
Right.
Yeah. So the first thing of all, when we recognize that we are in a situation that is not in our best interest, we have to first recognize or recognize, know that it's us who made the decisions that got us where we are.
Right.
Um, Own it, make recompense, apologize
Yep.
for your mistakes, and then make amends, and then don't repeat the same bad habits. But
Right.
first acknowledge that it's my fault that I'm here.
Yep.
I did this to me. Now they were the
Yep.
face of, you know, the actions or what caused the actions, but still it was me who chose to do XYZ.
Yep.
Take that radical responsibility and
Yep.
then go back to the drawing board and be like, you know what? I don't want this no more.
Right. But as long as we blaming somebody else, whatever it is can't be fixed. So,
Exactly.
like we said in many shows, you have to acknowledge where you are. And then,
Hmm.
you got a choice. Do I want to stay here or do I want to move from this? You
Right.
know, but
Yeah.
if as long as we continue to blame somebody else for what's happening, it's your fault. It's your fault. You made me act like
Right.
this, or you made me do this. Then you're gonna stay stuck.
Right.
You're
Yep.
gonna be stagnant. So
Right.
it's not about what that person did to you, because unknowingly we allow things to happen to us, um, because we don't understand, what's happening. And so it's basically out of ignorance, and all that means is without knowledge,
Right.
you know. So not that we're an ignorant person, we just didn't have the knowledge,
Right.
about where we want to be, at that time. So we just took what we could, you know.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like talking about relationships in general, like a lot of times we accept things because we didn't experience certain things growing up.
Yeah,
So we go to what's familiar.
yeah,
Um, from that things that were built in our childhood, if we don't heal from that as we grow, then we tend to repeat those cycles as adults.
yeah,
Uh, if you feel like you weren't allowed to speak your mind as a kid, then you grow up and get into relationships where that's the norm for you. I don't
right.
feel like I'm heard, and that's because
Yeah,
I grew up in a situation where I didn't feel heard, and then I got into a marriage that or you saw your parents fighting all the time, and you get into a relationship where you repeat that cycle. You know, um,
yeah,
but what's majorly important is that we recognize the fact that this cycle is not healthy. I'm not happy. This person is not happy, and this is not a good thing.
right.
And then, and healthy love doesn't require you to self erase, which
Yeah,
is the habitual, often unconscious process of minimizing or suppressing one's own needs, voice, emotions, and identity to accommodate others, ensure safety, or maintain relationships.
yeah. You don't disappear um, to keep the relationship. You don't shrink to maintain peace, and you don't overgive to earn affection. We do stuff like that because we don't know any better. Like I said, out of ignorance, we do things because we don't know. We don't know any better.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you disappear to keep the relationship, then what kind of relationship is it?
Right.
If you have
And
to
that
shrink
goes.
to main, if you have to
Go
shrink to
ahead.
main, if you have to shrink to maintain peace, then is that peace? Is
Right.
it really?
Yeah.
No,
No,
not peace at all.
at all.
If you overgive to earn affection, then is it affection or is it manipulation? It sounds more like
Yeah.
love bombing. I
Yeah.
overgive to earn your affection, so I give until I'm empty
Yeah.
just to get a little bit back.
Right.
And then they
Because that's all
choose,
you get.
right, and they pick and choose how much they want to give back.
Yeah.
So you rarely ever get back what you've given. And
Yeah.
that's not healthy. Not healthy at
Yeah.
all.
No, that's not. So let's look at
So
faith and
healthy,
discernment. Go ahead.
yeah, well, healthy love allows mutuality, emotional honesty, individual identity. Love should add to your life, not replace you in it. Oof. Mm. About to do a holy dance over here. All night.
So let's take the time to um so I want to do a couple things here. Um Maybe I should wait. But so let's look at faith and discernment in relationships. I want to stick to love for a minute, but we're gonna come back. So discernment is not suspicion. If you got to be suspicious of somebody, is that really love? No, that's not really love. Hello, Mark.
uh, hello. Is it
So,
me? Oh,
so like I said, discernment is not suspicion. God does not lead us through fear. He didn't give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind, according to Second Timothy 1:7. So if you living in fear and you know that's not that's what The all the different things that we just talked about on the show. All of those different things should help you understand. My mind is racing, so I'm gonna stop because my mind is going through a whole bunch of stuff right now. A whole bunch of
Right.
thoughts are going through my mind, so I'm gonna have to cállate. I'm gonna have to close this.
Yeah, your mind is going through a lot of thought variables.
Yeah.
So
So go ahead.
God leads through peace.
Yep.
If a relationship requires you to betray your values, silence your truth, or abandon your peace, that's not love.
Yep.
Godly love reflects safety, patience, peace, and truth.
So I want to add something to that. So when it becomes to betrayal, when it becomes to lies, when it becomes chaos, you choose chaos over peace. Ain't none of that stuff love. That's you know that's abuse. It's negative behavior. It's things that we're taking on that are not gonna give us peace. It's not real love. And so we have to acknowledge those things in that way and choose love. I mean, love is peaceful. Love is joyful. Love is you have a peace of mind. I said peace, but you have a peace of mind about it. It's genuine, it's authentic. You can be transparent, you know. So and you should feel free to to do that in any relationship and when you can't there's something wrong. Something's wrong. You want to add anything?
No, I absolutely agree uh, with everything you just said.
Okay, so here's what healthy love actually feels like. Let's paint the picture. Healthy love feels calm. You can breathe. I'm going to say that again. You can breathe.
Right,
You're not holding your breath, wondering what the heck is going to pop off next.
right,
What you going to be doing next? What you going to say next? I'm in constant fight, flight, or freeze mode.
right, right,
Because I don't know what you're getting ready to do. I don't know what you're getting ready to say. All I know is what I'm constantly feeling and seeing you, you know, go crazy and try to make me believe the kind of love that you want to give that's chaotic and bringing all kind of noise, in my mind and in the relationship. You want me to believe that's true love. That's not.
right,
You're trying to make me believe lies about love.
right,
And love, like I said, is peaceful, it's calm, it's joy. It ain't none of that crazy stuff.
right,
I'm going to isolate you. I'm going to try to, um, gossip about you. I'm going to keep you away from everybody. I'm going to talk down to you. I'm going to manipulate my way to get what I want. So I'm going to cry. I'm going to yell. I'm going to scream. I'm going to act the fool when you don't want to give me. All of these things that I'm saying, Gene already knows, but all of these things I'm saying is different types of bullying.
hmm
That's exactly what that stuff is. You bully people socially by keeping them apart, keep isolating them. You, you like when I was saying acting the fool and all of that. That's emotional bullying. I want you to be quiet. Don't tell me what to do. So I'm gonna bully you with my emotions. I'm gonna control you with my emotions. That's an emotional bully. And then gossiping. About uh, somebody giving you, sharing information with you, and then you gossip and sharing it with other people. That's
right,
bullying, because I shared my information with you in public, and that's an antisocial bully, I believe. But it's different types of bullying, and that's not love. Where is the love? love has been misunderstood in
Yeah.
those areas of life. You want to add something?
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't have to walk around again in survival mode or fight or flight in a relationship. You're supposed to be, again, like you said, at peace.
Yeah,
I recall very well, like when things were going well, that past relationship, I was always like, things are okay right now. So when is that shoe gonna drop? When that other
yeah,
shoe gonna drop? And that's emotional torture.
yeah,
Like you never know when the next problem will arise.
yeah,
Having to deal with, like, it would be we may be good for 2 3 days, and then for 2 or 3 months it was hell, and then that time just got extended. We'd be
yeah,
good for a day or two maybe, and then for the next 6 months, like, this person don't want to be around me, treat me hella funny, or I mean, just like I sit back and recall stuff like that and be like, man, I was always on it. I didn't sleep
yeah,
very well because I never knew, like I said before, when the other shoe was going to drop.
yeah,
And that's just chaos. And eventually, a person either allows himself to get whittled down to nothing, or they like, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. I got to get out of here because I'm losing me. You
yeah,
know, even to the point where uh, within the context of that relationship, I started to feel suicidal. I didn't
yeah,
even want to be anymore. It's like why the person who's supposed to love me the most is the person who gives me the most hell.
yeah,
So
yeah. And that's a very hurtful place to be in. And I felt that too. Being married and we sleeping in the same bed, living in the same house, but there's no relationship. There's
right,
no, you know, there's no relationship of any kind. We're just existing. And that, it was a hard place to be in. And I just kept saying, if this don't change, we ain't gonna stay together, you
right,
know. But what I was seeing was going in one ear and out the other. And
right,
oh we so something that just came to mind is um after I finally decided, okay, I don't want this relationship anymore. And um just, um so what happened is I came to visit you, and then I drove back from Memphis to Atlanta and cried them 6.5 hours most of
man,
that way. And I
right,
was like, I can't do this no more. I I'm just knowing what I was going back to.
right,
And that was after 14 and a half years. And I was like, this is not, I don't want this. And so when I got home, I went to him and I said, I can't do this no more. I don't want to. You're gonna have to move. And this
yeah,
is the date. And I gave him a date, and he looked at me like he was shocked.
mhm,
I've been saying this for the last 5 years,
right,
and you still ain't listening. And
right,
so something that happened a few days ago that brought that back to my remembrance is Charlene by
mhm,
Anthony Hamilton
yeah,
came on, and I heard it, and all of a sudden my mind went back to when I heard after I moved from Atlanta to Texas by myself after
mhm,
the divorce was final. He told me I can't stand that song because every time I listen to it, it makes me cry. You should have been listening. I mean, after 9 years, I started saying this. There's a problem. I mean, I was saying it before that, but after 9, I really started saying it. So, when you keep expressing yourself, you keep expressing your hurt and your pain, and that your love has been negatively affected and impacted by the things that has happened in the relationship. If the other person don't listen and don't, you know, try to fix it, it's not going to last. I
right,
don't care what you say or what you do. It can be You can pretend for for a period of time, but it's not going to last because you're already saying, listen, this is too much. Or, like in your case, emotionally, I'm struggling emotionally because I don't know what you up and down and bipolar and going through all these bipolar emotions. And I don't know what the heck is going on. And I want to wake up and feel this way, or I want to experience this kind of relationship, but yet because of your up and down and you not getting yourself together emotionally, you wearing me out.
Yes.
It's emotionally tiring.
Yeah.
And even though I didn't experience it that way, it was emotionally tiring for me and what I just said,
Right.
because you're not listening. I'm expressing myself. I'm trying to communicate. And I am communicating, but you're not trying to fix this. You're not trying to make it better. So, I mean, I know you think I'm going to be in it forever, but I'm not, you know.
Right.
So, you want to add something?
Yeah. That kind of reminded me of like what that person's response was when I finally was like, I'm done. We were
Yep.
supposed to be together forever. Yeah, we were supposed to be. But there's a
Yep.
growth process in that. Like we're both
Yep.
supposed to be growing. We're supposed to be growing together.
Yep.
You know, I'm very intentional about my growth process. And this person,
Yep.
not at all. They were intentional about not growing. Like
Right.
even threatened to divorce me multiple times because I was like, we need counseling.
Yeah.
Like in order for us to go forward, we need counseling as a couple and individually.
Yeah.
And I recall very, very succinctly how like towards the end of 2020, um, I started to pull away, and so this person would call me and be like, um, I want us to start over again. It's like she's like, I know that we've been married for for almost 20 years, but you know, I want us to start over. I want us to be friends. I was like, look, I'm down for that, but there's some rules. You're gonna have to go to counseling and stay in counseling.
Yeah.
There's to be no more talking to me crazy or putting hands on me. I'm not taking it anymore. Um, and we need to talk to each other, not at each other.
Yeah.
And like if those things can be done, I can stay. But if you can't do that, I gotta go because
Yeah.
this ish is driving me insane. And it's like so that person was in counseling for about a month, and then all of a sudden the attitude started to change again to the negative, uh, till they hit a fever pitch. And I don't know if I told you this, but this person was going to a counselor, like licensed and certified, for about a month, and then the 2 months after that, started talking to their brother as their counselor.
You told me.
Yeah, I was like, what? And they didn't want to tell me that. I walked in on a conversation with her and her therapist, and she asked a question about her nieces. I'm just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Your therapist, it, you only got one sibling, so how you got nieces? I was like, okay. So after she got off the phone, I was like, is your brother's name inserted here?
Hmm.
Is your counselor? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, he's not a licensed therapist. Well, I couldn't afford to pay for the other therapist. I told you I would pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to ask anything else from you. I don't want anything from you.
How you trying to fix something, but I don't want nothing from
Right.
you?
Right. Right.
make
Right.
up your make up my mind.
Like, bro. What are we talking about? You talking out of both sides? You talking words are coming out of your mouth that they sound like they're coming out your rear end.
Yeah, it's really hard when you're in a relationship and you can't communicate, you know, both of you communicate, you know, and both of you actively listen. If you want to run everything, you're going to get ran over eventually. So, and things ain't going to work out like you wanted to because I have a choice in this too. You know, I'm I'm getting therapy, so I want you to get therapy too. And then
Right,
let's get therapy together. I mean, how much more? And you gonna lie about your therapy? So how is that gonna really help? I mean, love is truth. It's honesty in love. And
right,
if you're not telling the truth and you're not being honest, that ain't no real love. Where is the
right. It ain't there.
love?
It ain't there. And
Love
so
is
going
that.
back to, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
was, I was gonna say going back to what you said about discernment. It was it was just me paying attention. Like during the month that this person was going to therapy, I could tell the difference. We were talking to each other as
Yeah,
opposed to talking at each other. It was a little more calm. I couldn't still open up like I wanted to, but things were getting to the point where I was feeling a little more comfortable. But then after that month, I could tell the change and the shift in this person's attitude towards me. And it's like you like at that time I was working about 10-hour days. I'd leave at 4 o'clock in the morning. What I mean, uh, work a few jobs, go back to the house, take a shower, change clothes, and go train clients. I get back home at the end of the night, and this person would avoid me like all day long. I get home late at night, and I go to give you some love, and hey, I've been going all
yeah,
day long.
yeah,
That's what I get. You don't want to kiss, and hey,
yeah.
okay. So then
So
that was,
go ahead.
yeah. So that was when I was like, all right, it's time to exit stage left, bro.
Yeah,
It's really time to exit stage left because she not getting no better. She ain't trying to get no better, and I'm not about to go back through this no more. I'm done. And
yeah,
I actually started to talk to her about us moving, and she was like, I don't want to move. I don't want to struggle no more. We in a house that's not ours, struggling already,
yeah,
and my finances are getting better. I was making decent money.
yeah,
Like at least we could struggle together in our own space where we have more room to roam the whole house, as opposed to
yeah,
being stuck in one freaking room all the time.
yeah,
So anyway, yeah, it was insane. Um, and when that date came, because I gave her a date, like you did, gave her a date. Like by this date, I'm out of here, whether you
yeah,
come or not.
yeah,
So make your determination. Are you rolling with me, or am I rolling on my own? Either way, I'm rolling.
yeah.
So
So I want to point out something about the therapy. You was talking about when she was getting therapy by a therapist,
right.
how you saw changes.
Mm-hmm.
That therapist didn't have no judgment
Mm-hmm.
about you. That therapist was biased,
Unbiased.
unbiased. And then she started getting therapy. So they basically, I say this, so they start having conversations with each other about you.
Right.
And that's when things shifted because
Mm-hmm.
now you're in agreement with some of the stuff or all of the stuff that I'm saying, which is helping me. Ooh, woo, which is helping me to do more of and say more of. Uh, Mark says a lot of chaos in today's episode.
Yes, Lord.
So you're helping me. by agreeing with some of the stuff I say and adding to it. So you're not what's the word? You're in judgment with me and not, you know what I'm saying? Whereas the therapist don't know you and the therapist is really trying to get to the root of the problem.
Right.
And the family member ain't trying to get necessarily get to the root of the problem, but to add additional trash talking and stuff like that. See how that worked out?
Yep.
Yeah. So now you left without because you know, talking to somebody and add more stuff, which actually also shows why his attitude towards you changed because you listening to all this junk. And
Right.
then you add your 2 cents and you got problems of your own in your marriage. So how can you really help somebody if you just gonna tear down the person they tearing down? That's
Right.
not helping nobody. It ain't helping the person you talking to, and it ain't helping the person they talking about because
Right.
you are in agreement with them. And when you're helping somebody, you can't be. It can't be like that because you're not helping.
Right.
You are helping destroy the person's character.
Right.
And so people don't think about stuff like that. So it's sad that that happened, but then it's good because now you ain't going through the hell you was going
Right.
through, you know. And I told you at one point, this ain't gonna last forever, even though
Yeah.
it was very, hurtful. The things that happened that made me say that this ain't gonna last forever,
Right.
you know. So we think things will last forever, and we do all that we can to make things work. But we can't change that person. We can't change the way they think. We can't change the way they feel. We can't change that person. The only thing we can do is change our mind, you know,
Yep.
change our way of thinking,
Yep.
and change the things that we do, and when they don't line up with the person we with, then it's just not how can two come together unless they agree. We're not in
Right.
agreement. So nothing's gonna work out. I mean, it'll work out for a little bit and then it's just gonna start working
Right.
because
Yep.
it ain't meant to be.
Yep.
When ain't nothing about what we doing healthy. So here's what healthy love really actually feels like. Let's paint the picture. Healthy love feels calm. Woo, you can breathe. Woo, you can breathe.
Amen.
You
Amen.
don't, huh?
I just say amen to that.
Yeah, you don't rehearse conversations in your head and hold on to negative feelings. That's something we do is hold on to negative feelings. And once we release, forgive, and release, man, we're in a whole lot better shape than we ever were.
Yep. Man. You don't feel the need to perform. You feel seen without being consumed. Man.
And believe me, that's not boring. That's peace. Peace is so, man, if you don't desire peace, if you don't choose peace, you're gonna constantly go through hell because that's what you choose. And it's either peace and love or hell and chaos. You choose.
Right.
I mean, no matter who we are, we got a choice.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And
A
so we
piece of
might go ahead.
no, no, no,
No, go
no.
ahead.
I just want to
So
say
we
a piece.
might so the hell and chaos is what we might choose for a while. But eventually when we get tired of it, then we're gonna choose that peace and love, peace
Mhm.
and quiet, peace and calm. Go ahead.
Right. I was gonna say peace of mind and peace of mind.
Yep,
That's what we're looking for.
yep,
You know, man. So for the audience out there, if you're watching and realizing that you've confused chaos with love, there's no shame in that.
right.
You learned what you were taught, but
Yep,
now you can choose differently.
yep. Healthy love does exist and know that you are worthy of it. You are worthy of it. This is where is the love. And love is still the answer. So we got a few more minutes. So let's um, address uh, some things, like, for example, what kind of things give you a peace of mind? And I'll say what kind of things give me a peace of mind, the things that I do that are helpful for me. Um, and I'll start out if you want me to, or you want to go first.
There you go ahead.
Okay. So, when I'm studying, I used to in the mornings. I like to study early in the you know this, but I'm saying it for the audience. I like to study my Bible in the mornings, first thing in the morning before I do anything else, because that's my covering that helps me to, I'm just gonna say put my armor on, because when I walk out that door, I don't know what kind of hell is gonna be out there waiting for me, and I feel like I'm ready. Woo. And it may not be necessarily like that, but that's how I feel. I feel more prepared.
Mhm.
Um, and so I used to listen to praise music while I was studying. And it's been a long time now. I was thinking about that this morning. So I stopped listening to that and started listening to, uh, I love to hear the water sounds and nature sounds, running water and nature sounds. And it gives me a sense of outside being in nature. And that's what it's for. But this morning when I was doing it, I thought about, and I've been thinking about Grandma Betty a lot recently. And so Grandma Betty used to go fishing all the time, her and Uncle Artie. So
Mhm.
just it made me feel like here I am sitting on a bank, a
Mhm.
fishing bank, studying my Bible and just listening to the sounds. And I was like, wow, I love this. It was a wonderful feeling, you know. And sometimes I just listen to water sounds without the running water, without the nature sounds, and that's enough. But it just made me think, about how okay, this is peaceful for a while, and then that's okay. I gotta find something else. Then I,
Mhm.
went to something else. Then, praise music, then the nature sounds, then just running water. Well, it's just running water, and then now the water and the nature sounds. And so things go for a while, and then I switch up again because, it's like, okay, that's not enough, or okay, I need something else. So, what
Mhm.
are some things? And so, when it comes to relationships, those things help calm my mind too, listening to
Mhm.
those. So, what about you?
So individually, one of my things, like I start my day similar to what how you do. Mine is more meditation, just kind of like listening to my mind, cueing my mind into my breath, and observing where my mind is, and then setting an intention for that day. Um, to be of a certain mindset. And once you set
Yeah,
that intention, it's like you're setting the framework of that entire day because
yeah,
you set your mind
yeah,
first thing in the morning. Um, and to me, and so in the context of a relationship, one of the favorite things that Danique and I do is like we meditate together, we work out together, we do music together, we listen to music together.
yeah,
Um, and sometimes some of the most peaceful things is like we'll be in the same room. She may be watching TV or looking at something on her phone, and I may be reading a book, something, and we're just in a space together, not even talking to each other, but we're
yeah,
just there, state of peace within ourselves individually and collectively in the same room, and it's just like I don't feel like I'm walking around on eggshells. I don't feel like I'm walking around on eggshells or waiting for the shoe to drop,
yeah,
because and so I must admit, like a lot of this show and what we've been speaking about plays into that. I don't feel like on edge all the time,
yeah,
feel worried and stressed out because I don't know what's gonna happen in the next few minutes. Like I can trust that this peace that we have is genuine and authentic.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have to
Yeah.
Or pity pat around, my feelings. I mean, always have to be respectful, because I mean that's what you want in return. But we talk about things. I like the way you said that. I didn't like the way you did this, or whatever. And it's not like now we clashing. Nah,
Right.
we have a grown up conversation about things.
Yeah.
Um, and we like I said, we talk things out constructively. That's so beautiful, so peaceful.
Yeah.
Man, it's
I
night and day.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's night and day as compared to what I had before,
Yeah. Thanks be to God.
man.
So, y'all, this is our time. We appreciate you watching. So, Jean, you want to end the show?
Yeah. Well, just want to say thank you again for joining us on another episode of Where's the Love. We're gonna sign off with love. We're gonna sign off with peace. And we see you all on our next show. Peace and love.
Take care.
Mark.
He's on his way home. So, let's just leave.
All right.
I
Well,
love you.
love you, Mark. Have a good rest of the day. We'll talk again very soon. Very soon.
All right.
All right.
I love you too.
All right.
It's however you feel, but you just have to feel.